this delivery and the next, as that one is thrashed down the ground. We're in danger here. Whoa, there you go. It hits the advertising boards and bounces into the press area. That was well struck by Will Sutherland. That's 150 up for Yorkshire, 153 for 5.
You don't realise how hard they actually hit the ball nowadays.
Have you got it? Go on, Dom.
Shall I join in?
Yeah.
New rule change in cricket will deem bunny hop catches,
yes,
which is what you were referring to.
Very much what I was saying.
Near the boundary is illegal, requiring a fielder to land inside the field of play after their first touch of the ball outside the boundary. This means a fielder can no longer throw the ball to themselves multiple times in the air outside the boundary to complete a catch.
Chapel bowls, and that one is driven down the ground. Straight drive as well, really straight. That's 4 more. That's back-to-back boundaries.
And they just changed the field, that ball, before Alex Thompson got moved from long on to square leg, and Harry Kane came up. Maybe because he took 3 brilliant catches and he wants a 4th.
I don't know what the record is. I'm sure there's a man who does. Just to our right, 3 won't be the record.
No.
Record number of catches for Derbyshire in a T20 match by an outfielder. Obviously, wicket-keepers have a lot more chance, but I would think 4 or 5 could threaten that record, because quite often teams don't lose 5 or 6 wickets, do they? It's 157 for 5 now, 17 to Sutherland, who gets a full toss and tries to hit it away into the leg side. Actually thudded into his pad. Therefore,
well, Derbyshire hold a is it Harvey Hussain holds the record for most amount of catches?
Yeah, you're right. I couldn't tell you what it was, but you're right. Afternoon to you, Harvey, if you're watching. I haven't seen Harvey for a while. Sadly had to retire due to concussion issues a couple of years ago. Kept heading the ball when he was batting. 158 for 5. And goes Chappell again, and that one skewed off the outside edge of Jordan Thompson's bat and raced away down to a wide third man. There isn't a third man in place at this stage. The fielder's outside the circle. It's Harry Kane who's in front of us. Ross Whiteley, who's out on the mid-wicket boundary. Samit Patel, who's at long off, which is crazy. It's a man on the backward point boundary as well, I can see. As Chappell goes in, Thompson, well, that was down the leg side and will be signalled wide. At the moment, Will Sutherland, who is very, very tall, is obscuring Jordan Thompson from us when Zach Chappell bowls, which is not ideal, but 163 for 5. We're in the 17th of the 20 overs. There's a good opportunity to give you some scores. It's still raining in, or it was still raining in Durham, but they're due to start round about now, as this one has been launched in the air. Now there's half an opportunity. He was late setting off Alex Thompson. The ball bounces and skids on, and it's well fielded in the end by Ross Whiteley out at backward square leg. That's where he's at.
We all have a moment, Fletch, don't worry.
They're becoming more and more, these moments. I forgot the name of a goal scorer last season.
And this is where
Zach scored.
This is where Zach needs to execute his ball, the balls now, with all the experience that he's got throughout the competition.
Thompson waits, and he's launched this one down the ground. It's gone straight up in the air. Samit Patel's underneath it. Samit, will he take the catch? No. He tried to push it back, and it's actually hit the advertising boards. I'm not sure why Samit's fielding there, but it's gone for 6. The reason I hesitated about where that ball had gone was I couldn't remember in my own mind whether Jordan Thompson was left or right-handed, because he bowls right-handed, doesn't he? But he's a left-handed bat, and he was actually at backward point, Thompson, when he fielded it. 171 for 5 now with 2 overs to go, so they've almost reached what you said that they might get to, which is a slight concern.
I think they may score a bit more than 175 now.
I think they might.
With the momentum that they've got.
Yes. Tom was trying to show me something, but I'm not sure what it was. Sonic Cartel. Oh, she's gone out in straight sets. Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova has beaten her at Wimbledon, which is a real shame. But it's been a terrific run at the All England Club for Sonic Cartel, who has a very bright future ahead of her. No question. Cam Norrie, the last remaining Englishman.
And these are the moments why Derbyshire signed Pat Brown as well. Back end of a T20 innings, all the variations in the world he's got. He just needs to execute them now.
It's an expensive over, that last one, wasn't it? 22. Brown in, and that one has been launched out into the offside. A chance for Ross Whiteley, who takes a stunning catch close to the boundary. That is an absolutely brilliant catch. He's claiming it. The batter doesn't look like he wants to go, but he's got to go, as Will Sutherland. That was fantastic. He goes for 17. It's 171 for 6 now.
And that's why Derbyshire put him in them key areas, just to take brilliant catches like that. I think he didn't judge it too well, but luckily his athleticism took him out of, gave him the best possible chance of catching that.
Just having another look at the catch. He's very close to the boundary rope, and he actually millimetres away from the boundary as he took that one. That is fantastic. Great awareness of where that rope is from Ross Whiteley, who for a moment, I must admit, I thought it was going to go over his head. Will Sutherland walks back, having scored 17 off 10. Terrific effort from him. And it's 171 for 6, as I say, with Pat Brown bowling the penultimate over of the innings. Oh, he is listening. Thank you, Harvey. 170. He doesn't have my number, obviously. I'll email you, Harv. 171 for 6. It was more to do with the record number of catches than the retiring from cricket.
Rather than the actual person.
Rather than retiring. Rather than me saying he'd have to retire early, which was really unfortunate.
He'll be happy with me saying that. I went to school with him, so I can give him a bit of stick.
Are you the same age?
I'm a year above him.
Brown into the new batter, who swings and misses at that one. It's Dom Bess, who's come in possibly ahead of Jaffa Chauhan. Dot ball though. That's not bad. That's not a bad reaction from the crowd for the bugle. It's certainly better than in recent times. The Derbyshire fans are obviously in boisterous mood already. Pat Brown's going to come around the wicket now to Dom Bess.
Crowd's not as loud yet, is it?
No, not yet. It's early. It's only 7 pints past 3. Here comes Pat Brown around the wicket to bowl to the new batter, who is Dom Bess, and that one's gone down the leg side and will be signalled wide. 173. No. 2.
I don't understand the reason why he comes round the wicket. I've seen him do it a few times. I saw Jake Ball do it for Nottinghamshire quite a while ago, but he just bowled a dot ball over the wicket to Dom Bess. Why would you change a winning formula? But he has a bit more experience than myself.
I think, yes, I was just going to say he probably knows best, or certainly thinks he knows best. That one has been launched out into the offside. Other chances, if Whiteley no, he has to make that decision not to go for the full-length dive. And again, I don't think he'd have made it out there, Ross Whiteley. So to pick up a single, Dom Bess is off strike. 173 for 6. So Gazanfar and Samit Patel are bowled out. Martin Anderson has 2 left. Zach Chappell has 1, so he'll almost certainly bowl the final over, or would have done prior to that quite expensive over number 18. So he's got some thinking to do here. Samit Patel. Martin Anderson 2 overs. I can't imagine that he's bowled many last overs in a T20. He may have done. Certainly not for Derbyshire. Jordan Thompson's on strike then at 173 for 6. He's got 12 so far off 3 deliveries. He's hit 1-4-1-6. And Pat Brown is on his way in to him, and he bowls, and that's a really good delivery outside the off stump, and he took a step into the offside as well. He actually scraped his bat all the way along the floor trying to get to it.
Really well executed wide Yorker there. He's just doing the simple things well. I think the only thing is, if Patel does bowl Thompson at the end, he's going to be bowling from the pavilion end with the wind going from left to right, so just a very easy flick.
But to a left-hander, if you get Thompson on strike, I don't know. Next delivery from Brown is a full toss, and it's beaten away into the offside. Anderson will field it out in the deep. And that's a good outcome, really, in the end. As Derbyshire, as Yorkshire move on to 173 for 6. Pat Brown was on a hat-trick. I missed that. He didn't get it, though, did he? No. Excellent. Thank you to Henry for that useless piece of information. 173 for 6. I'm sure he'll be back when he's more useful. There's Brown racing up the hill, bowls to Bess, who goes for the little scoop round the corner. He's dropped by Zach Chappell. It was a really tricky chance. He got a big piece of it. He stopped the boundary. Would have liked the wicket, clearly. Pat Brown kicks the ground. They are best mates as well, Chappell and Brown. Brown looks furious, but he'll calm down. 176 for 6 at the end of the over. Just 5 runs off that one. Really good penultimate over.
My prediction's out the window now of 175, but
I shouldn't worry too much about it.
Great penultimate over by Brown, and hopefully Chappell can follow the same suit, and that will take and give the momentum to Derbyshire going into their innings.
Yes, this is a big over. This last one went for plenty. He's got 1 for 40 off 3 overs, so has been particularly expensive. Pat Brown finishes with 2 for 35 from his 4. Samit 1 for 31. Mohamed Ghazanfar 2 for 21. That Chappell 1 for 40 is a little expensive for a fielders swapping places here, because we're going to see Martin Anderson fielding at long on. Harry Kame at long off. So Samit has gone. Where's he gone now? He's gone into extra cover on the edge of the circle. And Chappell comes into bowl to Thompson, who launches him down the ground for 6. That's another big one, straight. And Jordan Thompson moves on to 19 now, and it's 182 for 6. That was the 6th ball that he's faced for his 19.
That was just in the slot, unfortunately. Zach just didn't execute his plan there. And as you rightly said, this is a massive over. I know it's the last over of Yorkshire's innings, but this is just a massive over in the context of Derbyshire's season as well.
On their qualification, Pat Brown has come across to have a chat with Zach Chappell. I think all that's left really is an 8th successive win over Yorkshire this season, but I do like your optimism, misplaced as it is. In goes Chappell and bowls to Thompson, who digs that one out. There's a chance. Oh, it's gone for 4. I thought for a moment there was a chance for Alex Thompson to get round the boundary and keep the ball in, but no, that's gone for 4. So 10 off the first 2 balls of the final over. 23 now to Thompson. 186 for 6. Derbyshire could well be chasing 200, and we all know that Derbyshire don't chase 200 particularly well. They don't get 200 very often, but they don't chase it. And the record here at Chesterfield is under threat. Thompson waits, flexes his knees. Chappell goes in and he swings at that one and misses it. And he admonishes himself. It's now 10 off 3.
Thompson not happy with himself. Thought it was in the slot there.
If he gets an edge, it flies over short third man as well, doesn't it? It looks like Caleb Jewell.
The amount of times that these two have probably played against each other, Zach should probably know where his strengths are.
Chappell's in again. Thompson moves into the offside to give himself the chance to play it into the leg side. They think about coming back for the second. Thompson has. Oh, they've got back for 2. A throw to the bowler's end. And Bess is out. They only get 1 run, but he picks up 2 more. It's 188 for 6 now. Or is that not changed? It is 188 for 6. 25 now to Thompson off 9 deliveries. What an innings this has been from Jordan Thompson. Yorkshire are going to miss him next season when he's playing for Bears. As in goes Chappell again. That one's dropped short. That one's been hit high and long and over the head of Pat Brown on the boundary. He did everything he could to force it back in, but it's another 6 to Jordan Thompson. He moves to 31 now. It's 194 for 6, and Derbyshire are going to be chasing 200 as one of the red arrows flies past. Blimey, that was slightly unexpected. very good. Just to celebrate the 200 for Yorkshire. A little bit early, but 194 for 6. It'll come after the next delivery, possibly. There's Chappell. He's on his way in again, and bowls, and that one's coming our way, chaps. Stand by. Harry Kane watches as it lands way behind the gazebo. It goes for 6, and it is 200 for Yorkshire, 200 for 6, with 37 for Jordan Thompson. An astonishing innings right at the end there that really has swung the momentum in Yorkshire's favour, you would have to say. Dom Best, well, he was 3 not out, and that last over went for 24, which by my calculations means that Zach Chappell's last 2 overs went for 46. The 18th over and the 20th over, and that could be the difference between Derbyshire winning an 8th successive game against Yorkshire here at Chesterfield and not. They have finished on 200 for 6, which means that Derbyshire are going to have to score a double century to maintain that record, Dom, and they don't score 200 often.
199, 197, the two highest totals this summer in the Blast. Guess what? When they hit them, both of them resulted in victories. So if they to beat that today, it will end in a victory for them. 201 to win for Derbyshire. But Greg, we've had this conversation this summer about those final few overs bowling and just giving away runs, and those numbers Fletch read out there are absolutely damning.
Really expensive over, and Zach will be really disappointed. I think probably, even though he got hit for a couple of 6s, a couple of 4s, probably the most disappointing was the one where it went out to Cow Corner, where Brown was fielding, and they took a 2-2, and there should never be a 2 there. And you talk about momentum, and I know I said it last time I was on, and Fletcher's going to chuckle, but that momentum from the last over going into Yorkshire's bowling innings now is massive. Derbyshire know that they're on the back foot now, and it's going to be a very, very tough chase for them.
Where do they pull that confidence from to be able to go and beat this total?
Your guess is as good as mine. I think, as you said, they have chased some high totals before, and they're at Chesterfield. They've got the record behind them. It's just down to them now. They're experienced players, so if anybody can do it, it's hopefully these guys.
Well, that record goes back 10 years. Would be 8 matches if they were to be successful in that chase today. Greg Cork, thank you very much. We'll give you a breather. Dave Fletcher, thank you. You're listening to BBC Radio Derby. It's just coming up to 5 to 4. Cheers, mate. Okay, mate, I'm just going to rattle through some of the sports heads.
What's so special about buying a laptop from Reliance Digital?
Sir, let me tell you.
27 for one. Somerset have got a couple of out-of-form batsmen as well. The two Toms, Banton and Abel, struggling a bit at the moment.
Sorry to hear that.
Is Overton into Vince, who's
very mixed opinions, yeah? No, please. You can do both at the same time, sis. But then 2 live streams is a bit weird, no? Better reach, but bad experience.
28 for one. As Overton is into Toby Albert, who waits on a slower ball and goes through to Tom Banton, dot ball.
Great slow ball, that one. 2 bounces through to the keeper.
He's been working on his variations as Craig Overton. His stop delivery is on a good length aimed at the top of off stump. And he's in and bowls. This is a full length delivery which is launched up in the air. Kohler Cadmore won't get to it. Again, it was a bit of a mishit from Toby Albert, and just as well it was in the power play with nobody. Well, it was in the power play with nobody out at long off. 2 runs are taken, 30 for 1. We're in the 5th over. Craig Overton's gone for 15 so far. He's bowling to Albert, who turns this down to long leg, and a very good stop down there by Tom Abel. Deep backward square leg. Had to move quickly there and got down low, got everything behind it. Kept them down to just a single. It's the end of the 5th over. 31 for 1 with Toby Albert setting the pace on 23 from 14. James Vince finding it all a bit of a struggle at the moment. 5 from 14.
Alior, the one wicket that has fallen in for the injured Chris Lynn. Disappointing after his half-century last night. Sort of lit up Hove, really. A really exciting knock-off, about 27 balls off the top of my head. Alior out, second ball, flicking Craig Overton down the leg side to Lewis Goldworthy, who was up on the 30-yard circle. He was out second ball. Got a change of bowling at the far end.
Some pace, some serious pace.
This Riley Meredith, the Australian, who won the Big Bash League during the winter with the Hobart Hurricanes. Comes in right arm over and bowls, steps away, cuts that away. Good stop at backward a point.
Ben Green.
Lovely dive, low down to his right.
Saved 4 runs.
Did, didn't it? So last over of the power play, 5 balls in which Hampshire can make use of just 2 fielders out on the boundary. Both of those are behind square on the leg side, which might suggest Meredith might stick in a short ball here and there. But a great crowd here, I have to say, for this double-header. Record women's crowd earlier of over 4,700. And I think Anthony's right. I think we are approaching 7-8 here as Meredith comes in again from the pavilion end. Pulled away, not timed. It's gone off the end of the bat, back to the bowler. And there is no run. 6 T20s internationals as well for Australia. The last of those against Scotland in September of last year.
He's the leading wicket taker for Somerset in this year's Blast, with 21 at 14, economy rate of just over 8. He can be expensive though. That's, you know, the faster you bowl, the faster it goes off the bat.
And being at Taunton as well doesn't help. Yeah. Short, hammered away, and Vince gets out of the way. He needs to, because that's gone for 4 up to the top end of the ground. 15 love.
Case in point.
There's just a horizontal bat shot there from Albert.
Slog, I think, is the description.
Albert moves on to 27 from 17. Hampshire on to 35 from 1. Yeah, Vince having to take evasive action at the non-striker's end. Albert playing the shots here.
Well, top of the averages for Hampshire.
There's Meredith in again and bowls. He's gone for the ramp, misses it. And it goes through to the keeper. Decent pace. Banton is standing a couple of yards inside the 30-yard circle.
Yes, he is genuinely quick. Yeah. He can crank it up to 90 miles an hour.
No wonder Hobart Hurricanes had a good winter with him in the side. First time they'd ever won the Big Bash.
Yep. Much to the delight of Somerset's chief executive, Jamie Cox, another Tasmanian.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. There's Meredith pulled away. It's up in the air. It should be caught and bowled, and it is. Second wicket down. Albert goes for 27. Trying to pull that away on the leg side, and it just sort of hit somewhere near the top of the bat and just spooned up.
Too quick, too quick. That's what